All right, what is up, and welcome to KplusGaming Corner, and we are here with some Diablo IV Season 1, Season of the Malignant. So far, this has been interesting. I mean, like I said, I'm Chapter 3, so that means I've done quite a bit already, and it's alright. A lot of people, if you hadn't noticed, weren't very happy with the latest patch that came along on, what was that, Tuesday or Wednesday? Must have been Wednesday, right? Yeah, people were not happy. Or maybe that was Tuesday. Either way, I wasn't thrilled about it, especially, I mean, the thing that I was most annoyed about was raising the Helltide price of the mysterious chests, the good chests. Raising those to 250 was not great, and to be honest, I have not seriously done a Helltide since. But the other reason is because it also seems that the Cinder drop rate was a little messed up. So they said they were going to fix that, and I guess when they fix it, we'll see. I'll be in there and I'll judge and see if it's worth. But as of right now, it doesn't really seem worth my time to go into the Helltides. Before, when I was running around, I could bank on getting at least 2 of those 175 chests and then have some time left over for something else. That is not the case anymore, so we'll see. My other thing too is I'm like, well, what could balance that out is making those chests guaranteed to drop something worthwhile. It doesn't seem to be the case. So again, I'm like, I don't know if Helltides are going to be my thing. Starting over with a new character, I mean, it's been alright. Been alright. A lot of this reminds me of The Division in terms of new season. They'll give you like a whole checklist of stuff to do. As you do things, you gain rewards. Some of the stuff you will get also if you have the battle pass going. I do not have the battle pass, actually. It's something that I'm kind of, the jury's out. We'll see if I feel like it's worth it to get what amounts to really cosmetics. I don't know. So far, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything not having the battle pass yet, but I may throw something on it at some point. We'll see. I don't think I've really spoken to you guys since this ill-fated patch. And they had what is it, fireside chat thing going on today where they were discussing why they did it and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I was watching it. To me, it amounted to them just saying, I am sorry, we won't do it again, but it is what it is, deal with it, kind of thing. You're not going to run anything back. I mean, at this point, you might as well just leave it the way it is. New players coming in don't have any concept of what they've lost. It's really us that have been playing this game kind of hardcore from the beginning. None of us like it. But, like I said, starting over from scratch, been alright. I'm usually not one to complain like that about these things. I'm probably a little bit too positive when it comes to these things. I'm always seeing the bright side of things. I mean, for instance, I was, what was the game? Redfall. Everyone hated it. I was the one that was kind of like, I mean, it's not that bad. I don't know, but I mean, Redfall was pretty bad, but it wasn't horrific to the point where it wasn't. Like, you could have some fun with it. I mean, it was kind of a placeholder until this and some other games came out. And Arch, you said, I'm not sure if I'm going to play it still till some changes happen. I feel you, man. I feel you. And I'm not going to lie. This really has been a placeholder of sorts.
The cages are the answer.
Till I get my hands and sink my teeth a little bit more into Remnant 2, which I have already.
We will have our cure.
But I definitely understand. Did you, Arch, did you happen to see their live stream today? Any thoughts on what they had to say? I know. I'm looking at it more of it was more of an apology stream. My bad. We didn't realize we were gonna piss all you guys off that bad, and sorry, we'll never do it again. But it's not like they're gonna change anything. If you're looking for changes, now they did say there was a hot fix that was supposed to come out today. I don't know if that actually happened yet. I mean, sure, by this time, hot fix, if they said it was gonna happen, maybe it did. I need to look at it and see did that actually come to fruition. And then it looks like there's gonna be another live stream next week, followed by some more changes. So it might be a week until you see whatever changes you were looking for. If it didn't come in this hot fix that's happening right now. Otherwise, I definitely understand the sentiment. It definitely killed my enthusiasm. Is that too strong a way to put it? Like, I'm not as into it as I was. Not gonna lie. Like, until now, I was looking at Blizzard and the developers and everybody as like, oh, these people actually care. They listen. And all this kind of stuff. They know what they're doing. They thought all this through. So many things that were happening where I'm like, oh, man. Yeah, no, this is great. Quality of life stuff that just comes, just as it. And so, that patch kind of, it opened my eyes a little. It pulled the wool from my eyes. Because as someone who was as much into a game like Outriders as I was, that was a situation where there was just nonsense from the beginning, right? And so the whole time it was like they were playing catch up. They need to fix things, and then they would ruin things as they were trying to fix things, and then they would have to fix more things. It was a different situation as here. I felt like they had something that was working just fine, and then they kind of broke it. It wasn't the kind of situation where it's like, okay, we all know it needs to be fixed. It's just a matter of how do they need to fix it. I didn't think anything they were doing needed to be done. And the crazy thing is the stuff that you would say, this could be better here, or I wish they would do something over here. Stuff that I thought was a little on the nitpicky side, but, you could say, yeah, no, this could use some improvement. I don't think they addressed any of those. They basically just took something that was working perfectly fine and just, like, screwed it up. To the point where, and I had a friend that I felt bad for him. Like, right before the patch, he had sunk, like, 2 million gold into re-rolling aspects and getting everything exactly the way he wanted it and getting the right aspects on the right legendary gear. And then the patch came and just, it basically just hit in his face. To say it nicely. Where if he thought he was getting X amount of critical damage, now that was cut in half. And he's like, wait a minute, no. I went out of my way to make sure I was getting this much critical damage. Now it's something else. And there's a couple other things that he was kind of complaining to me about where I was like, damn, I feel you, man. And like I said, 2 million, that's a lot of gold to be sinking into. He went out of his way to farm the gold and all that kind of stuff and make sure he had what he needed to do what he needed to do, and next thing you know, it's like, oh yeah, all that doesn't mean anything. Your build is half as strong now.
I will open it. Just a moment.
And I know there are a lot of people like that. Alright. Me, I saw the patch notes and gasped in horror. Like, what? What have you done? Again, like I said, I feel like they took something that was perfectly fine and broke it. Not the kind of thing where, okay, they didn't fix it in the way we thought they should and all this kind of stuff. No, you took something and, you kind of ruined it. And with that goes that trust. And all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you've been on the Reddits have been extremely... Let me get rid of some of this stuff. They've been extremely entertaining, to say the least. Been on Reddit, the memes and the jokes. It'd be funny if it wasn't something I also was playing and I'm like also pissed about. God damn it. Like even something like they added aspects, or not aspects. What the attributes or whatever? I don't know what you call them in this game. I play so many different games. Whatever you call those, like the things that you can re-roll, like cooldown reduction. Hey, cooldown reduction. Jesus Christ, destroyed that. But like, say you have a nice piece, but there's one thing on there that you would like to change around. Before, you had a certain percentage of chance to kind of get something else you wanted. Like, you know what? I want thorns instead, or I want attack speed. But they added at least 2 unnecessary things to that pool, so it just makes it a lot harder to roll the things that you want. And that gets expensive once you really start doing it. All right, I need these things are just taking up space. Like, these are not like the gems and the jewels. Like, these would, you could, like, if I had 5 of these, they would all still be in this one spot. But because these malignant hearts are all different, they're just naturally going to take up more space. It's kind of annoying, actually. They're all things that have made the experience not as enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like I'm playing it just because I'm used to it. It's not bad. Like, if this was something I was just now picking up, I had no knowledge of anything that happened before, and I'm just brand new to the game, maybe I'd find it fine, you know? But, and that's the thing too, I think a lot of the stuff they did was with the idea in mind that you were going to be starting from scratch with a new character to do this new season. And so maybe you wouldn't notice the nerfs as much. Like, starting from the beginning, it's you know, you just figure, it's one of those things. I mean, it's a psychological thing. Like, you learn in psychology, it's a big difference. Me giving you $5, right? And then I take the $5 away. Feel the loss, versus if you never had the $5 in the first place, you don't have the sense of loss. One of those kind of things. Like, you gave us a great game and then you kind of butchered it.
Here we are.
All right, let me just see the chat real quick. Pretty much having to wait for the buffs is what I got from the campfire. Yeah, I think the hot fix was just for nightmare dungeons. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's supposed to, it's something with the nightmare dungeons. I have to look and see what's going on. And that's how I feel. I was into it for a good bit till that patch messed up a lot, which killed my joy. I think that's the most important thing, and that's something that I hope they're paying attention to. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that something like Remnant 2 was coming out, maybe I would stick with it, but I can already tell Remnant 2, that's going to replace this as my main go-to game. 10th of... I'm not reading all that, whatever. Want me to do what now? That's the weird thing about this season.
Strange.
Like, you have to fight these bosses multiple times. Like, you fight the malignant elite, drops a heart, grab it, and then spawns the same elite that comes back. You have to, like, kill him again. Get the caged heart. Seems to be the pattern of what's going on. Wait, where am I going?